Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, our today's lesson is related to the superclass Spices, which is the superclass of the subphylum Vertebrata, which belongs to the second group Craniata of the phylum Chordata. So, first of all, we will discuss that what are the fishes. Fishes are the aquatic vertebrates which respire through gills and perform locomotion with help of fins. Fishes are the largest group of vertebrates which constitute about 48% of the total vertebrates. The number of living fish species is more than 29,000. They are divided into three classes, which are the class Cyclostomata or the Agnatha, class Chondrichthyes and the class Osteichthyes. So first of all we will see their general characters one by one. It includes that they are most common vertebrates living on the earth, and they forms the vertebral column. Cranium, which protects the brain. They have the endoskeleton made up of either bone or the cartilage. To spend their life in the water, they have many adaptations. These adaptations include streamlined bodies. What is the streamlined body shape? This is the aeroplane-like shape which offers minimum resistance during the swimming. They have the muscular tail, which is give them locomotion, and they have the fins for the locomotion. They have the gills instead of the lungs for the respiration in the aquatic environment. They have scales which which secrete mucus secretion that protects the fishes from parasites. If scales are present, they are also protective in nature. Their lateral lines have two rows of sensory pores that run the length of the fish's body on each side and are connected to the nerves that pick up the vibrations in the water. As we spoke of earlier, students, that these fishes included three classes. The number one are the Agnatha, which includes the jawless fishes. Number two class is the Chondrichthyes, which include the fishes which have the endoskeleton made up of the cartilage. So these are the cartilaginous fishes. And the third class is known as the Osteichthyes, which have the endoskeleton made up of the bones. So these are known as the bony fishes. First of all, we will discuss the important characteristics of the class Agnatha, or which is also known as the class Cyclostomata. These include two important members which are known as the hagfish and the lamprey. Here in the figure you are watching the hagfish. What are the specifications of the hagfish? That these are the bottom dwellers. They have two movable plates in the body. Rough tongue used to pinch off the chunks of the flesh of another fish. This burrows through the body of the dead fishes through the gills or the anus, eating all the internal parts. So these are the important specifications of the hagfish. Now in this figure, students, you are watching the second important member of the agnathans or the cyclostomates, which is known as the lamprey. Now what are the specifications of the lamprey? They spend half of its life free living and half as a parasite. They use its disc-shaped mouth with circular rows of the sharp teeth to attach to the host and scrape a hole in the flesh, secreting a chemical that keeps the host blood from clotting and feed on the blood and fluids that leak out. They have external type of fertilization. So these are the lamprey and the hagfish, which belongs to the class Agnatha. Here in this figure you are watching the mouth anatomy of the lamprey, due to which they suck the blood of their host members. Now students, we will discuss the important characteristics of the second class of fishes, which are called the Chondrichthyes, and these are also known as the cartilaginous fishes because their endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. Sharks are the important members of these cartilaginous fishes. So these are the cartilaginous fishes. They include the 225 living species. Sharks, skates, and rays and the chimeras are their important members. Plate-like scales called the palacoid are present on their body, or may they have the tooth-like spines. Here you're watching some important characteristics of the sharks. They have the pectoral fins just like behind their head, mouth with 6 to 20 rows of the teeth that pointed outwards. Teeth structure depends upon the species and the feeding habits. They have the special characters known as the olfactory bulbs, which collect the information from the nostrils is analyzed by the brain. They have keen senses of the smell. They're sensitive to the electric fields in the water. They have the excellent vision power. They have the largest brain for its body size. Here you're watching sharks and their jaws. These cartilaginous fishes have some adaptations to spend their life in the aquatic marine environment, which has a high amount of salts dissolved in the water. They have the gills, are used for the gas exchange but requires constant water flow because it does not have an operculum. What is the operculum? This is the bony covering of the gills. Next, they have the rectal glands, which remove excess sodium and the chloride ions from the body and releases them into the rectum for elimination, or in the form of the urine, so they can release their extra, you can say, the salt from their body as they are living in the high salt environment. What is about their reproduction? In the cartilaginous fishes, they have internal type of fertilization. Males modified pelvic fins and used to transfer sperms into the female body. Some of the fertilized eggs are hatched outside the shark body and some are developed inside the female body. No parental care is seen in these organisms. Now let's talk about the third class of the fishes, which are called the osteichthyes. These are also known as the bony fishes due to the endoskeleton, which is made up of the bones or the hard bones. So, osteichthyes are the bony fishes. They have strong, lightweight bones. 30,000 species they are included. They have two subclasses, which are named as the ray-finned fishes or the fleshy-finned fishes. What about the ray-finned fishes? These fishes have the sharp, pointed bones covered with the skin, while the fleshy-finned skins have the lung fishes and the lobe fishes. Lungfishes have the lungs, while the coelacanth has the front more appendages like than fin-like. What about their external anatomy? They have the head, trunk, and the tail region of their bodies. They have the operculum, which is the bony covering of their gills. So their gills are covered by this operculum. This is the hard plate open at the ear, covers and protect the gills. Fins include the caudal, dorsal, anal, and the pelvic fins. Caudal fins are the tail forward movement. Dorsal is the top pair defense. Anal is the below tail stream for the streaming purposes, and the pelvic below and behind the head. They have the navigator type of system in the form of the pectoral fins, which are at the side of the head regions, and they have the scales covered by the skins, which are protective in nature. They also have the growth rings. Lateral line of these organisms are occupied by the two rows of the sensory pores that detect vibration in the water. And about what about their internal anatomy? According to the internal anatomy, they have the digestive system including the mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, intestine, and the anus. And the accessory organs include the liver, gallbladder, and the pancreas. Liver, which produces the bile, gallbladder, which stores the bile, and pancreas releases the enzyme. They also have the villi, which are the projections of the intestine that increase the surface area for the absorption. And they have closed type of circulatory system. Their heart is two chambers, one is atrium and one is the ventricle. And their circulatory system also includes the blood vessels. So this is all about the superclass species of the subphylum vertebrata. In our next topic we will talk about the next superclass, amphibia. So until then, Allah Hafiz.